So it was 1995, and news on the internet really hadn't really matured at all. It was a brand new concept. San Jose Mercury News was one of the pioneers on the West Coast of doing online journalism. So when Microsoft recruited me to come up, I thought they had made a mistake. I had no idea that a software company was trying to get into this game. And I just thought that it was my opportunity to do something totally different. I thought if I was in newspapers back when radio was invented, I want to be part of it, or when TV was developing, would I want to be part of it? So this is my opportunity, my generation's opportunity to do something brand new. And that was a driving force for me. It was just knowing that I didn't think newspapers would be dying. I just thought this would be a new way for me to express stories. I've developed patience. I mean, really, tools develop so quickly now, just tools to do your job. And when I first started online, the tools, we were building them. And so now when I look back, when things break or things become too complex, I just can remember, well, we'll solve it. It just might take a little time, but it's solvable. And I laugh now at how fast we do things now. Back in 1995, we published once a day, and it was a process. And now we can do it seconds. And so we've come a long way. And so I think what I've learned is just patience and not to overreact to problems because they're solvable problems. We're just building tools. Yeah, there is a lot of anxiety from people coming in, not so much the new people who are coming out of J schools, but from veterans like myself. And there's always been a certain kind of antagonism that we were not doing real journalism, or the real journalism only shows up on these, on newspapers or television. And it's just really not true. All we're doing is telling stories the same way I told stories in print, but we just have more tools. We can be faster. We can do more interactive things, multimedia approaches to storytelling. So to me, it's freeing, and if they're afraid, they just need to get rid of that anxiety and realize that you're doing the same job, but you just have more sophisticated tools to do it, and that's the only difference. Yeah, I left journalism for 8 years, and part of it is working in corporate communications, executive communications, and you learn how the sausage is made, I think, in a better way. You're really inside how decisions are made in corporations and some of the flaws and some of the real geniuses that work there. I tell people when I came back to MSNBC that I left and got an MBA at Microsoft where I worked, and that's how I feel. I just learned so much about business. I also did leave for a while, and I was part of a startup, a .com startup, and I learned a lot about that too, which is also part of my MBA. I missed the environment, I missed the pace, I missed just the enjoyment I felt. Part of it was just I had come to terms with what fuels me as a person, and I just realized that I was not a marketing person. I tried it, I did it, I did a pretty good job at it, but it didn't fuel me like journalism does. And so I just had decided I wanted to get back into a career that was more fulfilling. And I was lucky that after 8 years of being gone that they gave me a chance. Well, I think journalists, at least the way I was taught it, was that we are generalists and we are curious, and we, all throughout my career as a journalist, I've never really had the same position for more than 3 years at a time. I jumped around. I was a news editor, I was a sports editor, I was a travel editor, I was a food editor, I was a outdoor editor. So, and now I'm a business editor. So even if I was in journalism, I would always want to try different things. And that's what keeps me fresh, what keeps me asking questions, that's what keeps me motivated to learn. And I think that all journalists, I think all good journalists need to have that kind of curiosity. And it helps mold you and makes me more well-rounded. But I'm not sure if I'd recommend people to leave the field like I did, because I think it's hard to get back sometimes. And I think there's other factors, you know, money that you might find that you like living a certain way. You're not going to get that kind of financial reward in journalism sometimes. But for me, and I think for a lot of people who have it in them, that it never leaves, and so I needed to, you know, fulfill that.